Hey friends, it's Jess and Jericho, and these are my favorite foods that we share. They're healthy for both humans and cats. So the first section is meat and meaty bones, and this is about 85% of Jericho's diet. So ground beef and turkey, basically I feed Jericho and then I eat the rest, and I try to buy exact amounts so that I don't have too many leftovers, especially with turkey because I just prefer beef. So for the meaty bones, Jericho has chicken wings and then I eat the rest. So I give chicken wings to Jericho for the mental stimulation. Chewing and gnawing on those bones is really great for working the facial muscles, and it also provides dental benefits. And what I do with these is I just sprinkle them with salt, fry them up in beef tallow. They come out nice and crispy and juicy since the bones are still there. For muscular organs, I like to eat tongue and heart. I like tongue better because there's more fat, but I boil and simmer it, and I use filtered water to boil and simmer it because then it makes a nice broth that I can drink and I give to Jericho. And then I slice up the tongue and slice up the heart and fry them up in some beef tallow. Jericho eats it raw. He'll also eat it cooked. He doesn't care. And I just want to note that I buy all of these ingredients from the farmer's market, so they are for human consumption, so I can eat them and Jericho can eat them, and it doesn't matter. It's food. The other foods that we eat and share are salmon and sardines. So recently I started cooking salmon. I get it at the store. Fried salmon skins are so good. And I give a little bit of the cooked salmon to Jericho, and then of course canned sardines, this stinky magical superfood. I'm trying to incorporate more fish into my diet just for the omega fatty acids, and of course can't have fish without giving Jericho some. But Jericho's fish consumption is only about 6% of his entire diet, maybe 6 or 7%. It's enough to fulfill his vitamin D requirements. It's enough to balance the fatty acids. And it's a great flavor enhancer, but again, it's not the entire, it's not the only protein that he's eating. So the next category is secreting organs. For Jericho, this is about 10 or maybe even 11%. And he eats chicken liver, beef kidney, and beef spleen. And I eat those as well. So Jericho obviously eats those raw. I slice them up into tiny, tiny pieces and mix it with his entire week's worth of meals so that it's evenly distributed throughout the week. I actually did the maths to see how much edible meat is left over from a cow after slaughter, and then took how much does a tongue weigh, how much does a heart weigh, how much does the kidneys weigh, and then I took that number and divided it by the number of pounds, or the number of days. Like if I was to eat 1 pound of meat a day, how much would that one, because a cow only has one tongue, cow only has one heart, right? So I don't want to overdo it with those because that wouldn't be what's natural. Like if I was eating an entire cow, that would last me probably more than a year. So I did the maths to see how much so that I wasn't overeating with these secreting organs. And we do the same with our cats too. We base it off of natural whole prey. The secreting organs are a small percent. They're very nutrient dense, which is a good thing, but we also don't want to overdo it because then you can get vitamin A toxicity. That's the most common one people know about. But everything is in a specific ratio so that it's actually complete. Nothing's over in excess, nothing is deficient as well. So basically what I do is take the chicken liver, beef kidney, and the beef spleen, and I soak it in water first, rinse it off, and then I saute it with some butter. Basically as if I'm making chicken like liver pate, but I just add the kidney and spleen in there as well. So I cook it with butter, and then I put it in a blender with some more butter, nutritional yeast, and cod liver oil capsules. And the cod liver oil I take for vitamin D. And then I pour it into ice cube trays and basically take that as like a DIY supplement. Oh, I also add salt, of course. Can't have that without salt. And it's a very minimal amount. So all 3 of those organs together is less than 3 ounces each week that I'm consuming. So I'm not doing it in excess. I'm eating tiny, tiny bits of it every day. And it's delicious. Give me a polydactyl thumbs up if this is helpful for you. Some more cat parents that are interested in feeding their cats raw and maybe sharing a little bit of food can find out what human foods are actually good for our cats. Thank you. The next category I'm putting in is as extras. So this would be eggs and supplements that I use. So Jericho eats raw egg yolks. I eat raw egg yolks. From time to time, maybe I'll cook egg whites and the yolks, but sometimes I find that I do better with just the raw egg yolk. I just mix this in with my meat and with my butter. And for Jericho, I just put the raw egg yolk out on his little food mat and he laps it up and loves it. Egg yolks are very good for basically everything, but they have vitamin D, especially biotin and choline, lots of vitamins and minerals. Of course, it's better to eat the whole egg, but like I said, sometimes I just do better with only the raw egg yolk. And then for supplements, I mentioned nutritional yeast, so I take that, and Jericho also eats that. That's for B vitamins, and the brand that I use is not fortified, meaning that all of the nutrients come from the yeast. They don't add back synthetic B vitamins. A lot of them on the market are fortified, which means they add nutrients back. Most of the time they are synthetic. I also mentioned that I take cod liver oil. I don't give any to Jericho because he does get enough from his diet, but maybe if your cat doesn't and you're formulating, don't just give supplements just to give them, because especially with vitamin D, it's a fat-soluble vitamin. So any excess in the body is gonna cause toxic effects. You're not gonna pee it out like you would with B vitamins and other nutrients that are water soluble. So if you're using a formulator, cod liver oil is a good source of vitamin D. Make sure that it's complete and you actually need it. I actually need it, so I take it, but I don't give it to Jericho because he gets enough from the sardines or salmon that I use in his diet. The other supplement that I'm going to start using for both of us is Aquatic Greens from Perfect Supplements, which is chlorella and spirulina. And I give Jericho kelp, and I'm gonna start using my kelp with the spirulina and chlorella as well, just because it provides a natural source of vitamin E that isn't soy-based, so I prefer to use that. I would prefer to use algae. It provides vitamin K. I mean, cats can synthesize vitamin K on their own in their guts as long as they're eating a good diet, but it can provide the probiotics and enzymes as well, so it still provides benefits, even though I'm not relying on it for, all of his nutrients. The supplements are a very, very small percent. Like I said, the eggs consist of the most of this 5%, and then maybe the powder is like 1%. So the bulk of his diet, the bulk of my diet is meat. And then he also eats the bones, which I don't. And then we have a small amount of secreting organs and a small amount of the egg yolks and supplements. And if you're interested in making homemade cat food for your cat, check out this video right over Meow. It is my complete guide. I talk about recipes, how to plan, how to shop for ingredients, how to store and serve, and exactly how I meal prep for Jericho. Thanks for watching.